You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. We got an interesting one, and I got an idea, guys. Let me know down below. You paid for a video response. As long as we got, I don't have a massive following, but as long as we got enough people here, let me run the idea past you at the end and see if this, because I don't know how else to help this kid. And we're not going to be doing charity, my good friends, but it may be a win-win-win for all of us. Hey, asshole, I would like a video response. I would like to remain anonymous. I'll try to keep this as short as possible for my convenience. About me, 20 years old, from Southeast Asia in the United States on a student visa, studying at a university in Colorado. Took your advice for the best states, and I don't regret. Good, well, I'm glad you're having fun in Colorado. About to get cold there now, though. Learn to sail. Listen to this, kid. Learn to sail at 5. Won 35 represent trophies for swimming at age 7. At age 12, became the #1 golf player in my country. Represented my country 3 times in multiple world championships. My highest ranking was number 13 in the world of 12-year-olds. I had no idea I even went to 12. In school, I was the lead singer in the jazz band and choir. I represented my school 3 times in classical music conventions in Southeast Asia. And I also performed at the prestigious Lincoln Center in New York, traveled to more than 10 countries. Did my 3 years of the required military service through my country's ROTC program. I was a squad leader. I was later promoted to platoon leader. I invest in stocks, netting an average of 10% return on my portfolio each year. I speak 3 languages, my native language, English, and I taught myself Spanish in 3 months. I have no debt. I'm in excellent shape and work out multiple IQ tests online put me at the 130 to 140. Well, how much money did you have? I forgot that part. How much money do you have in your stock account? What the problem is? One, I feel like a fucking loser because I couldn't succeed in school. I am failing college. I took your advice. I'm trying to do prereqs for engineering and computer science and failing miserably. I think something is wrong with my brain. I was accused of laziness throughout my high school. Here's you're accused of laziness in your high school, and you did all this shit? What country are you in that is considered lazy? And when do they become the superior race? Holy shit. I scrape by in math and science every year with a D despite trying my hardest. Tutoring, asking the teacher, and school help programs did not help. I got my shit together using the internet, but with the college subjects, the internet is not helping. In college, I got a 38 on my midterm for math, and I have a chemistry midterm tomorrow, which I'm certain that I will fail. I've tried tutoring. I spent days in the TA and the professor office, hours to no avail. I sit at the very front of the lecture, write down all my notes, and stare at the lecturer, but I don't even remember a word they say. And on bad days, I don't remember the topic. In TA office hours, I once took 8 hours for someone to help me through my math homework that would have taken the average person less than an hour to do. What's wrong with me? Should I see a psychiatrist? Well, let's stop right here. I have no idea what is wrong with you because this is outside. I've never seen it. It's outside my expertise, but I would only come up with ideas and theories. But if you have an IQ between 130 and 140, but you can't do math, and I believe you that you are trying 100% because you're not lazy. I mean, all that shit you did before, you sounded like Johnny Kim there for a bit. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? So it's not for like you're trying. It's not laziness. It's not stupid. And I'm wondering, if you should, maybe not even a psychiatrist, but a neuroscientist. I mean, have you ever tried to look this up and see if there's a problem where you're super smart, you just can't do math? Because you're the first person I ever ran into it. And there could be something. Your brain could actually be wired. There's something physical about your brain or chemical about your brain where you can ace an IQ test and achieve all that other stuff, but then you just can't do math. And so I really wouldn't know where to even begin. So yes, I would talk to a psychologist if you're on the school campus. Look, I know it's not common that you just walk up to the neuroscience department, but while you're there and you're at the school, not to mention you're vested, you're kind of invested in this and you don't want to be failing no more, just walk up to the neuroscience department at your school and say, I got a unique problem and I think it might be related to neuroscience. And you might pique somebody's interest. Someone might say, okay, you know what, that's interesting. Someone might have some theories or ideas. Heck, they may scan your brain for free. Well, What do they do? Oh, they scan my brain for free. Really? Yeah. And then maybe there's an answer that say, oh yeah, look at that brain. That's not weird. That's not normal. And then that kind of Sherlock Holmesy whittles it down. But yeah, I don't know what that is. Because here's the thing, I'm also a realist. Like, you've tried, dude. You've tried. And I'm thinking, like, you can't keep going to college and failing. Or you certainly can't keep going into STEM if you can't pass math and chemistry. Because that's all STEM is. Maybe computer science because it's words, but, you know. I mean, and what are you failing? Are you failing in calculus? Or are you failing at, like, basic algebra or advanced algebra? Because calculus is somewhat hard, but if you can't even do basic algebra, boy, yeah, you're not going to go become a chemical engineer or a computer scientist. So it may be something more trades-like, but then I'm worried about your old man over there, because you were like Tiger Woods, for God's sake, with all your accomplishments. And then your old man, I know when those Asian parents, and you drop out of school, fuck, man. Even though you can't do it, not at this degree, he's going to be pissed. You're still right. Here's the thing: you got to separate. Don't get upset with your dad yelling at you. I know it's hard to do that, but you got to realize what you do and do not control. It seems like this is out of your control. You can't do math. You're going to have to change your major or at least take some time off from college. Now, your dad ain't going to like that. You're going to yell at you a lot. I have no son. But you're going to have to try to not let that bother you. Because continuing to do this is going to make you more miserable. You could try and talk to him. Where do we go? Where'd I go? Hell, what's it? Upperclassmen suggested I go take some Adderall. No. I watched a documentary on that, and all these kids were doped up on that, and then you get an even worse situation. Look, go talk to a therapist. Go talk to a pro first before you start putting drugs in your body, all right? Let's just hold off on that. What should I do? I come from a country where a college degree is a necessity for everything. I want to be able to support myself and be a man, but I'm unable to be taught anything. I would rather die than be 25 and still living off my parents because I can't handle the humiliation. What should I do if I flunk out this semester? What if I can't find a job? Although I have a very good credit, I am terrified of falling into third world poverty. That's not going to happen. Okay, let's not go too crazy here. You have a huge work ethic. You just can't do math. That doesn't mean you couldn't try welding. That doesn't mean you couldn't try professional golf. It doesn't mean you couldn't go, what about playing jazz or singing? Look, I thought I had to go be an economist in a banking and finance. That's what I loved, and that's why and the real world just is told. Now, it was painful. It was a painful experience, and I didn't figure it out until I was damn well near 36 years old. And I was told many times by the real world telling me, you're not good at this. Well, I am good at it. This isn't the place for you, because they're filled with a bunch of scumbag morons. But it was dance classes I was also really great at. And being somewhat entertaining, I played host to a bunch of field trips, and I even did a little bit of stand-up comedy. It wasn't really that, but it was when the band would go on break, I'd entertain people. And then what else? And then asshole consulting and be an author. And all that is the last fucking thing I thought I'd be. Because I hated reading. I hated it. I hated English. You gotta have to admit that you're just not good at math. Unless we find something wrong with your head. Oh yeah, it's this. Yeah, you do get a prescription for Adderall, and it does actually help. But you, with your work ethic, you are not going to fall into third world poverty. That's just not going to happen. You won't sit still long enough. You'll find something, don't worry. I don't know what that is, but you seem to be way more gifted as an athlete and an artist than you are math. And sometimes, even though the pay may not be there up front, sometimes that's what you got to do because that's what you're the best at. My father taught me the importance of money at a young age, and my investing background further reinforced that. I had my taste of third world poverty and suffering in military hell week, and it has given me an irrational fear of poverty. I don't think the fear of poverty is irrational. What should I do in my life? All right, with this, yes, go talk to a therapist. Out of curiosity, and I think they're a little bit more legitimate, I would go talk to the neuroscience department and explain this to them and see if they've ever heard of anything if they can run a CAT scan on you or something, if they got theories or what. Then, well, what is it? It's October. You got at least a month and a half. Keep trying your best, but here's what I want you to do. You may be worrying about this way too much, and your brain goes into panic mode, and you're not listening no more. You taking notes and trying your best is not working. What I'd like you to do is when you're watching a YouTube video, or you're, and there's plenty of YouTube videos out there on math, so I'd find one and try a YouTube video. Then also when you go into the class with your professor, don't take notes. Don't take notes. And here's the other, you don't have to take notes. You want to know why? Because math and chemistry is universal. Don't worry, there are notes on the internet. You can look it up anytime you want. What I would do is just sit there and try and listen to what the professor is saying and follow it like it's a TED Talk or a lecture. Because that's what it is. That's really what it is. And I did the same thing. I was always writing, and then there was this other guy. He was one of the few students that did better than me. He didn't take notes. I said, how come you can't take notes? He's like, nah, I don't need it. I just listen to it, and then I read through the book, and I get my notes there. And the reason why is that the professor is communicating with you. And if you're writing, taking notes, and fretting and worrying, you're no longer listening to what the professor's saying. And math is very, not theoretical, but you got to understand the outline. You have to understand the formulas before you can do the math. And if you don't understand the top overarching point and purpose of, how do quadratic equations work? How does algebra, why does it always have to balance out? What is trig? If you don't understand the overall context of math and that particular subset of math that you're trying to learn, it's going to be hard just throwing numbers into a formula and not being able to logically deduce how to figure it out. So that's what I would do. But like I said, I don't know. I wish I could say here's the answer, but I don't. What I would do is just try it my way. Try it, in the lectures, or while you're watching a YouTube video, or when someone's talking. Anytime there's verbal communication, don't take notes. Just listen to what they're saying. All right. And then, holy shit. I'm not laughing at you. I just never heard of this before. Because usually 130, 140, you're blowing the math out of the water. But yeah, these would be the first steps towards you figuring out whether you should stay in school. That's what I would do. Then the next thing I would do is I would start thinking about changing your major. Maybe accounting. Accounting is not high-level math. It's rules, but it's not high-level math, and that's something you could consider, and that's still a pretty good degree, but you're going to have to go get your CPA. Oh, no, you'd have to stay in Colorado more. Oh, gee, horrible. Because you're 18? This is only your freshman year, okay? Now's the time to figure out to change your major. And then I would start looking. I don't know whether you'd be able to stay here on your student visa, but what if you became a welder? What if you looked into the trades? What if you looked into becoming an electrician? Is that going to bring way too much shame upon your family? Is your dad going to get pissed off? And then you're stuck. And it's whether you're going to stand up to your dad and say, Dad, to hell no. 2, I struggle to find any friends or people to relate to. Throughout all of school, I was a loner. Oh, hang on. You know what? Let me take 2 notes. All right. And then, got it. I struggled to find any friends or people to relate to. Throughout all of school, I was a loner. I had a few friends, but I could never connect with them on a deep level. Throughout my childhood, the only people I could have deep and meaningful conversations with were successful or rich people over the age of 50. However, due to the age gap in the culture, I can't be friends with them. I tried to be exciting. Senior year of high school, I organized a trip and tried to get people to go with me on a trip to Annapurna, 10th tallest mountain in the world, base camp of the Himalayas. Oh, people called me crazy and shit. Well, one person ended up going with me, but we walked 2 kilometers apart and didn't talk because we were both loners. With relationships, I believe I'm genuinely screwed. I have nothing in common and can't really hold a conversation with 99.99% of the girls my age. I approach them and everything always ends in an awkward silence because there's nothing to talk about, work on. I find friends and possibly a girlfriend. All right, couple things here. The first book you got to read or listen to save yourself time is going to be Curse of the High IQ. Even though you're not good at math, you're still very intelligent. You're also statistically freakishly successful. You're in the top one. You're in the top 1/2 of 1%, I think, if I remember the S curve right, or Z scores right. And you can't look at it as this is a social problem. You have to look at it as a statistical problem. You're just a statistical freak. Nothing bad or wrong about it. You're just way smarter than the average person. Now, you throw in the fact that you come from a foreign country. You're highly successful in other things you've tried. And that you're in the United States of America, and the girls you're talking to are 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds as well. You're talking to the ditziest, dumbest segment of the United States right now. Okay? And the prettier they are, the dumber they are. Now, I know at 18 you want to go and bang a bunch of girls. That's in your genetics. And I know you'd also like to be friends. But you are so statistically odd. Oh, I got another idea. Hang on. Sorry. This one just came to me. You are so statistically odd. You're just not going to be able to connect. I shouldn't even say odd. I should say smarter and superior. Who exactly do you talk to at the age of 18 when you've won all these championships and you've done all this stuff? When I was 18, I'd be like, holy shit, dude. I have nothing to say to you. Not that I didn't want to talk to you, but what would I say that would impress you? What would I say that would even be close to your level? Right? And because you have all this experience, we could look at all your successes in the past as well as experience as well. And that's why you get along with older people, because they have experience. They've gone through tour. You've been through the military. The average 18-year-old here in the United States hasn't. So it doesn't surprise me that you don't have friends and that you're not getting a girlfriend. Not because you're a loser, but because you're too much of a winner. You get more than half a standard deviation away from people, and they can't relate to you. Like, for example, let's say you are mentally retarded. On the other side of the Bell distribution curve, you got an IQ of, let's say, 140. Or 130. Let's do the math. Let's say it's 130. Okay, so 2 standard deviations. You go 2 standard deviations below. You're talking to somebody who has an IQ of 70, and that's officially mentally retarded. How is the 70 IQ person supposed to talk to a normal person, let alone bang a chick? You can't. They're mentally retarded. You are mentally retarded, but in a good way. You're freakishly intelligent. You're still going to have a gap that I don't think you're going to be able to cover. So there's not anything necessarily wrong with you. It's just a skill or a trait or a thing that you have where you're not. So this is what I wrote down. What I recommend you do is you start looking into Mensa. In part for a social reason, but they might also understand why you don't understand math. There might be somebody there. So go talk to Mensa. That's the next thing. So if you're done talking to the neuroscientists, go talk to the Mensa people. They may say, well, you want to join? We got a test. It's like, no, just let me answer me. So people in Mensa might have some recommendations on that. But to address your concern here with your social life, you have a couple answers right here. You're a singer. You're in jazz. You swim. You're in sports. You play golf. Dude, I would go play golf. There's the college sports team. Go play on the college golf team. They'd probably love to have you. And then you have a social outlet. They may not be as smart as you, but now you're talking to people. All right? You know what you should do. Here's another. Man, I'm coming up with all these ideas after that. Go offer golf courses. Golf tutorial. Set up your thing, go offer it at the, hell, go work at the golf club. You want to make a little bit of money, see if you can't be their pro. Although they probably want someone a little bit older. But there's a skill you could go teach. That's not that, maybe golf season is over. But I'd look at that. But anyway, I would definitely, first thing, before you even go talk to the neuroscientists or Mensa, I would go join the college golf team. Go do it. Because that's going to lead, see, you think your shot at a professional career in golf is over. No, you're 18. You have plenty of time, dude. And I know your peers may be ahead of you from 5-6 years ago. Go join the college sports team. Okay? Go golf. Because there's money down there. It's something you can do. Hell, you might even get a scholarship for it, dude. You might also blow everybody out of the water. But you could also maybe make some money on it as well. So that's one thing you could do. I always recommend joining the ballroom dance club. Learn how to ballroom dance. Since you sang, it's gonna be easy for you because it's beat and cadence. Music. You can do it. If there's a choir at college, go sing. Sing and dance and golf. All right? And you'll at least get some male friends. I don't know about female friends. And you have to understand this, dude. I know the movies in whatever country you're from make it seem like American women are just fun and witty with one-liners and they have big breasts and they all want to bang you. That is not how it is. At your age, especially at your age, they are dumber than fuck, they are indoctrinated as fuck, and they are clueless as fuck, and they are very unoriginal as fuck. They want to drink, they want to have their Captain and Cokes, and then they want to party, and they're all majoring in sociology or something like that. All right? You're not, I would almost not even worry about girls right now. Because it's not going to be worth your time and investment and money. If you're really, really, really worried about girls, fly your ass out to Vegas and get laid by a hooker. All right? Just look out for STDs. There are no good solutions, kid. But your ballroom dancing, that might lead to some girls. All right? But you're not going there for girls. You're going there to learn to ballroom dance and be social. And then you're going to have to make an effort. Just like you put an effort into your singing or your golfing. Maybe not that much of an effort. But you're going to have to talk to people. All right? If you want, go watch a couple of my videos, search how to make friends. And what I recommend is a rule of 3 to 1, because you don't want to commandeer the conversation or interrogate them. Just stand around, and when somebody says something and it's interesting, you say, "Oh," ask them a question about themselves. Follow up with questions. So you're rarely making declarative statements. You're rarely telling them things about you, unless it's absolutely germane and relevant to the topic of conversation. But you're always asking people a little bit more about them. And well thought out questions. Like, don't come up with a question for the sake of coming up with a question. Wait for a genuine curiosity to take you over. Say, "I'm curious, why is it that way?" Or "Why do you do that?" And then they will tell you. And then you'll be social. And then 1 out of every 3 times you ask them a question, then you're permitted to say something about yourself. But once again, it has to be completely relevant and germane to what's being said at that point in time in the conversation. Like a curious anecdote or something fun or interesting. All right? And what's going to happen is people are going to ask about you, and you're going to tell them about all this other shit you did. They're going to be like, "Holy shit, you did what?" And you're like, "Yeah." I mean, don't download your entire resume. One thing I always did like doing with girls when I was younger, I would only piecemeal tell them like one thing at a time. And they're like, "Oh, you're in bacon?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, cool." And then, "Hey, do you want to go out Thursday night?" I'm like, "Oh, what time?" "Oh, 7. I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm teaching dance class." "Wait, you teach dance class?" "Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that." And then like, "Oh, yeah. What are you looking up?" "Oh, I wrote a book and I'm just checking my role." "You're an author too?" So you don't have to say everything you've done, but let one cool thing like this thing, Annapurna. Oh, that's a great story right there. That's a great story. Like, "What's that?" "Oh, that's the base camp for the Himalayas." "No." I'm like, "Yeah. Yeah, no one wanted to come with." "Why?" "Yeah, I don't know." "You ever do mountain hiking?" That. Hell, you're in, there's a hiking club. What the fuck, man? You're in Colorado. Go hike. Join the hiking club. There's got to be a hiking club. If not, there's hiking meetups. You're in Denver. Are you in Denver or are you in another town? You didn't say. Dude, just join up meetups. If there isn't a club at the school, go look at meetup.com and find out if they, "Oh, dude, you got, just go and play a couple sports." That's all you have to do. But don't expect that everyone's going to be banging at your door, inviting you to a party. But you will have to make an effort at conversation. I also asked about the military. You said joining your military at your home country was possible, but it's not worth it, essentially. And you didn't know if you could join the military here. Well, what I would do is inquire with a recruiter here anyway, because that could be your career. It also could lead to a path towards citizenship in the United States, if you want to live here anyway. But you'd have to call your country and military and find out, "Hey, can I join the U.S. military, or is that against the rules?" But in the meantime, after talking to Mensa, after joining the golf club, after joining the ballroom dance club, and after talking to the neuroscientists, I would talk to a recruiter. So what are the rules for a guy like me from my country joining? I say, "Here's my experience. I got promoted. I have some military discipline." And then all of a sudden, you might find out, you take your ASVAB, and boom, you would make a great officer in the United States military. and then your dad is no longer ashamed, and you're making more. You won't be poor. Golf at the high level is expensive sport. My old competition clubs cost over $3,000, and this does not include range fees every day as in addition to balls, other equipment, and the cost to play on a course every day. Dude, they should have that through the university. They should be subsidized somehow, or they'll find a cheap way. I would just join the university golf club. My dad can afford to pay for all of it, but the thing is, I violated his trust when I quit the sport twice. I quit it because I was failing school and because I had no friends. All right, okay, but we know why you have no friends. That's not necessarily your fault, all right? And you're going to solve that. So that's one problem done, okay? And again, don't think you're going to be Mr. Popularity either. You're just going to get a handful of friends. That's all. It's going to take a couple months easy. Not going to happen next week. It's going to take like 3 months. And you're failing school, all right, that's no longer an issue now. I know it's still going to be weighing heavily on your mind, but we're going to try and figure out, either a solution to learn math, or you're going to choose a different degree, perhaps the military. A lot about the game, and I know I have to be 5 times Italian. You know a lot about the game. I think, look, you could go teach golf, little money maker on the side, nothing to stop you from offering classes. Hell, you could just walk right into a golf course, I'd imagine, and work doing something. In regards to willing to work anywhere in the world. I'm also working both in the United States and in my home country. Back in high school, in my home country, I went to an embassy school where children of all the ambassadors from around the world went. So I've been exposed to a multitude of cultures. In regards to joining the U.S. military, not sure if that's even possible for foreign students on a visa. The class I'm passing right now is college programming. Okay, so you could consider computer programming. But see, here's the thing. You then have to drop out of college. It's probably best to go to a computer programming boot camp. Or go to a tech school. I screwed my chemistry midterm badly, and all my hopes of transferring to engineering from sciences is over because it requires a cumulative 3.0 GPA and at least a C- a major in computer science, but my math, too, is going down the drain. Any advice would be appreciated. Yeah, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have 2 fronts. You're going to have to figure out why you can't do math, and failing to find a solution to it, you're going to have to change your degree or your career, military. In the meantime, you're going to start rekindling and start your golf career again. I do not like the fact. I'm kind of actually ashamed that you gave that up if you were that good, because you could make good money. You could. That could be your profession in your career. And, here's the other problem, kids. Sometimes you can't rely on your folks. My folks didn't do squat for college. I mean, Dad gave me $1,000, which went for a lot of food. But yeah, you're going to have to come up with a solution on your own, not rely on Dad. So joining the golf club or the college golf team is one thing to do, but then all those other clubs, I said you're going to have to join that for socializing. Here's the other thing. I think the golf team in college, your college, will have a better idea as to how you get back to being a pro. Right? And you have, with this rare skill, you have to pursue that. And I know that puts it at odds with school. But right now you're failing school, so at least focus on something you're good at a world level. Go back to college, or go back to golf. Work a job. You're on a student visa, there's a problem there. All right, so don't give up college. But the other idea I was thinking, like, if it's an issue of money and you're that good, I'm wondering if we couldn't, like, have Team Assholes sponsor you. I mean, what would it take to get you, like, what do you just go try out? I don't know anything about golf. Like, how do we get you on a golf course where we sponsor you, and I know it can't be asshole consulting, but we'll put something on there. We get a bunch of people together. We buy you your golf clubs and your gear. What does it take for you to get into a tournament? Like, what do you have to win a couple things? Because here's what you could do. You could golf and establish a very great reputation as a golfer in the next 4 or 3 years, and they know who is out there. The sponsors know. All of a sudden they see you, and now you're entering all these tournaments. And now all of a sudden, and then you got real money. You don't have asshole consulting. Hey, me and my buddies will put together $5,000 for you if you wear our shirt and our hat. And no one's heard of these fucking companies before. Although that'd be the true American underdog story, where like this kid from a fucking foreign country whose dad's way too hard on him, and he can't find the money to raise up, so some idiots on the internet raise some money. We could do a GoFundMe or something to get you, but you'd have to get in because no one's going to give you the money. We're not doing some bullshit GoFundMe account or startup thing where you fail. You'd have to go and play golf at the college level, see how you do, see if you could get in, and if you could get in, it's just a matter of getting you a set of new duds and a golf clubs and some training time on a golf course. I don't know my audience, but hell, we'd rather sponsor that than Tiger Woods. So let's see if you can still golf. Go join the golf team. See where you're at there. See if having a golf profession at the collegiate level wouldn't automatically get you some much higher paying sponsors, obviously. Like, you still got it. But failing that, you can still kind of get in there. You can win $250,000. Yeah, you can win $500,000 for a percentage, mind you. We're not doing this out of charity. Then you come back and say, yeah, I can get in, I could barely get in, but I need sponsors. Like, okay, let's get you some clubs. But I want 40%. So, all right, that's it. I'm sorry, dude. I wish I had oh yeah, it's this. But the only thing I can tell with confidence is you need to join some clubs, the ballroom dance club, the golf coursing, and jazz or singing or something like that. And then you need to not worry so much about something you don't control, namely your math. And good luck with your dad. All right, that's all we got. If you happen to be from any country and have money and know English, contact Aaron at assholeconsulting.com, and we'll help you kids out. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.